Welcome back. We got some work to do today. This tool truck's not being used at the moment, so cleaning it out is going to be a project. That's what I'm doing. I got a little bit of time. I've been running all day, but it gets pretty rough back there. So, and we just need some organization, getting some stuff straightened out. That's the idea. So we got some hydraulic hoses we got to put away. We have some bunch of old junk up here that needs taken care of, organized, straightened out. Bunch of master links for that conveyor chain we don't need in here anymore. We don't need those bars in here anymore. I threw some new knives in here. Got to get the chain out or organized, which is what that's for. And then our junk teeth that need to be thrown away, and those are rags that need to be thrown away, and that's trash. And there's a full bag of Funyuns. We'll take care of those. So, just cleaning. Just not a whole lot. The generator's gone. We lost power, and we have not had power for a couple days. And so that was Mike's generator. He's in the middle of ordering a new one, so he had to take the one out of here, and that got sent to his house. So he has electricity. We kind of have electricity, but we don't have hot water and the other stuff that you like to use. We don't have to have like air conditioning, but we got to clean up. We got a lot of rags. It's just simple cleaning up the old radio out of the old thing there, and there's some packing kits for the Barco. So we'll get them out of here and just organize them. That's all we have to do. Pretty much, we don't need like the bars, and nobody has a Mountain Dew problem, or that doesn't belong in there. There we go. Nobody has a Mountain Dew or a Monster problem. So that's nobody here. But then we got a starter down there. Just have to organize some things in here. Get it straightened out. Get it ready to go. But like I can see that jug's full of some used like motor oil or something. So we need to get rid of that. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 5-gallon buckets. Which is just, it happens when you're working in here every day. Stuff gets thrown in here. Some of it's antifreeze, some of it's hydraulic fluid, some of it's motor oil, some of it's used motor oil, and that's what happens. So it just needs cleaned out. So that's what I'm going to work on now, and we'll come back, see where we end up. I got like an hour's worth of stuff to do here, and then we'll get an update on the chipper. And that's getting worked on, but I have been running back here and there and everywhere today in the pickup truck, picking up parts and whatnot. And so yeah, we'll get back at you. We're back. It's the end of the day, and we got this V12 done. That was the most important part, was to get this manifold all fixed up and get the gaskets back in her. Those two were bad down there. That's why it's all black, and it was just yeah, it wasn't sounding pretty. It was not good. We were losing some power. So we got that all fixed, all put back together. We fired her up, and we didn't roll the coal in here. We didn't want to make a mess on the ceiling. It's kind of nice to have white ceilings to do work. So we got it back together. Everything's back together. And we had big plans to do a bunch of work to it tomorrow. The pressure testing and whatnot was what we're going to work on, and that's why we labeled everything like underneath there. We labeled all that to do all of our pressure testing and get everything right where it needs to be. And most everything is probably right where it needs to be, but the plans have changed since in the last half hour. So what happened is the job that they're on is full of logs, and there's a bunch of trucks. We're slashing a lot of logs. So the idea is to get this chipper on that job so that we can get the new chipper on a more chipwood job and keep the trucks all moving so there's not trucks sitting around all day. That's not what we want. So in the last, Mike called me and we changed all the plans, which is fine and good and productive and everything else. So we're going to get this in the morning. I have yet to call Brian. And get everything straightened out, because he's thinking that we have all day long tomorrow to fix a few things. We need to change a fitting up here, and and tell them that we have a couple hours to do stuff instead of 10 hours to do stuff or 12 hours. We have a couple hours. So that's the whole, everything's just 100 miles an hour. So we put some more handles on there and welded some different stuff on there so that doesn't have to be a bunch of bolts and everything, different size wrenches to get it off. And then we'll cut that and put holes and pins in that so that it's easy. You can take it off easy and put it back on there easy. That's the whole idea. I gotta load up with flail rods. Chain's good in it yet. I need to take that chain off and throw some new chain up there and straighten out that chain and do all that in the morning. But that's kind of what happened today. This got worked on a bunch today because the pups broke down, and I went to get parts for that, and they didn't have those, so them will be here tomorrow. That's what I mean. They got gobs and gobs of logs out where they're at, and the pup sitting in here. So that's the whole idea behind that whole situation and why there's a new one getting built right now and whatnot. So a little bit of what's going on around here. So the new bearings on there, I see. I never even looked at that. That's all ready to go. Like I said, I know we got to change one fitting up there. We have to weld a piece in over there that broke out of the wall. Weld some steel into that. But this is going to get moved out of here way faster than we thought. And it will be chipping tomorrow, which we didn't think it'd be chipping maybe till Tuesday afternoon, because you can't haul heavy equipment on holiday weekends. There's holidays, there's regulations on all hauling stuff like this. So, and the traffic is already crazy where we live for the weekend already. And it's only Thursday, so Thursday's like the new Friday. But that's kind of what's going on. Yeah, it's just been an interesting day. But I missed a good video opportunity. But it's because I was running and getting parts for the log truck for the pup. And, man, the log truck got stuck. It's hauling off a job that's close by the shop and just bringing it to the shop. So he got stuck, not bad stuck, but they had to get the army truck to go pull it out. And we tried to move the chipper with this before. And that was kind of the idea, was kind of to do stuff like that, but it just didn't work. It didn't work to move the chipper. I don't know. There was disputes on what exactly it was. I think the tires aren't rated for it, and it wasn't building the right air pressure, so there was kind of a couple different things that weren't right. But it's too high. The fifth wheel plate's too high on this thing. So it didn't work. I mean, it's like really high compared to like a normal tractor. So the springs and whatnot are built for it. They're just like one ply sidewalls in these things. It wasn't built, it didn't work out how we wanted it to. And a lot of people say a lot of times we should use this to haul trailers out of the woods and stuff. But once again, it's just so stinking high off the ground. It's hard to do what we want it to do. And it didn't have a whole lot of power when we hooked up to the chipper. It was, it moved the chipper the one time we had it. It was really muddy and we moved it ahead, bladed a bunch of stuff out, fixed it all up and put it back. But it just didn't quite work out the way we wanted it to. But let me tell you what, you get a group of grown men in this thing and they turn into 12-year-old boys and just start giggling. We had on the one job, it was a pretty big job, and there was a couple of us that took her through the trails, and there was 3 of us in here. We were all in our 30s and we were all laughing like we was 15. Something about being in it just makes you feel like you're, I don't know. We giggled like schoolgirls though. It was pretty funny. But no, it didn't quite work how I wanted it to. Got the old Cummins in it, and it doesn't have a lot of hours, but it just didn't work how we had planned. Well, that was the video I missed today, was this pulling the log truck out. It would have been epic. It would have been a good one. Interesting. Because she's got 6-wheel drive, so. Anyways, thanks for watching. Just keep rolling. We're going to be chipping tomorrow, and we didn't think it was going to be chipping till Tuesday, so it's going to be one of them chaotic days of moving. So, we'll catch you later. Oh yeah! Oh, we're popping the hood!
Get the chokes on right now.
Yep. You gotta see the smoke tires. You gotta see the tires.
I don't know how much bread I got, but
I might do a little running.
rotate him.
Hey, you know he's bad with peer pressure. Come on, Scotty. I bet you it couldn't even turn him over, I bet you.